Welcome to episode 2, where I want to talk to you a little more honestly about my life. And before we start, if you didn't watch episode 1, I highly suggest it, because that's where everything started for me. But today, I'm not here to tell you that things suddenly got better. They didn't. If anything, they got heavier. You know, people make life sound simple. Just work harder, stay consistent, be disciplined. But no one really talks about what it feels like when you're trying and it still feels like nothing is changing. That's where I was. I wasn't doing nothing. I was trying. But it felt like I was stuck in the same place every single day. Wake up. Think about what I should do. Delay it. Feel guilty. Repeat. And the worst part? I knew what I needed to do, but I still wasn't doing it. And that messes with your head. Because then you start asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just do it? Why am I like this? And I stayed in that loop for longer than I want to admit. Not because I wanted to, but because it was easier to distract myself than to face it. Scrolling, watching videos, filling my time with noise. Anything to avoid sitting alone with my own thoughts. Because honestly, that silence was uncomfortable. It forced me to see things I didn't want to see. My inconsistency, my excuses, my fear. Yeah, fear. Not fear of failure, but fear of actually trying and realizing I might not be as capable as I thought. That thought, it keeps a lot of people stuck. And I didn't even realize it at first. I just thought I was lazy. But I wasn't lazy. I was avoiding. Avoiding the pressure. Avoiding the responsibility. Avoiding the truth. And one day, I got tired of it. Not motivated, not inspired. I literally just sat there with no phone, no music, no distractions. And at first, it felt wrong. Like I should be doing something. But I stayed. My mind started getting loud. Thoughts I kept pushing away started coming back. All at once. And instead of escaping like I usually do, I listened. I didn't try to fix anything. I didn't try to motivate myself. I just listened. And what I realized was kind of uncomfortable. I wasn't failing because I couldn't do things. I was failing because I wasn't being honest with myself. I kept saying, I'll do it later. But later never came. I kept saying, I need motivation. But deep down, I knew that wasn't true. I didn't need motivation. I needed discipline. And that's not something you wake up with. That's something you build. Slowly. Painfully sometimes. So I stopped trying to change everything at once. Because every time I tried that, I failed. Instead, I focused on one thing. Just showing up. Even if I didn't feel like it. Especially when I didn't like it. And I'm not gonna lie. Most days, I didn't feel like it. There were days where I did the bare minimum. Days where I questioned if any of this even mattered. Days where I wanted to go back to my old habits. And sometimes I did. But the difference this time, I noticed it. I didn't ignore it. I didn't pretend it didn't happen. I faced it. And that changed everything. Because once you become aware of your patterns, You can't keep lying to yourself the same way. You catch yourself mid-excuse, mid-procrastination, mid-distraction. And even if you don't fix it immediately, that awareness stays with you. And slowly, it starts to shift your behavior. Not instantly, but over time. And that's something I had to accept. This isn't fast. This isn't a 7-day transformation. This is slow. This is uncomfortable. This is showing up when no one is watching. And honestly, that's the hardest part. Doing the work when there's no reward yet, no results, no validation, just you and your effort. But that's where the real change happens. In those quiet moments, in those small decisions, in those times where you choose to keep going, even when it would be easier to stop. I used to think I needed a big moment to change. I used to think I needed a big moment to change, some kind of breakthrough. But it wasn't like that. It was small, almost invisible. A slightly better decision, a slightly more honest thought, slightly stronger version of me each day. And eventually, those slight changes started adding up. I started feeling a difference, not in my results yet, but in myself. I felt more in control, more aware, less lost. That feeling matters more than motivation. Because motivation comes and goes, but awareness stays. So if you're listening to this right now, and you feel stuck, you're trying, but not getting anywhere, I get it. I've been there. I'm still working through it. But here's what I can tell you. You don't need to fix everything today. You don't need to become a completely different person overnight. You just need to be honest with yourself. Really honest. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What am I distracting myself from? What do I know I should be doing, but I'm not doing? Don't judge the answer. Just acknowledge it. Because that's where it starts. Not with motivation, not with discipline, but with awareness. Once you see it, you can start changing it one step at a time. And yeah, it's going to be hard. There's no way around that. But staying stuck, that's hard too. So you get to choose your hard. Keep repeating the same cycle or start breaking it. Slowly, messily, but intentionally. I'm not perfect. I still have bad days. I still fall back sometimes. But I'm not the same person I was before. Because now, I listen. I pay attention. I don't run from myself anymore. And that alone changed my life more than anything else. So if you take anything from this episode, let it be this. Stop running. Sit with yourself. Listen. Understand. And then take one small step. Not a big one. Just one. Because that's how it starts. And that's how it grows. This was episode 2. And I'll see you in the next one.